All right, everybody. Good afternoon. Hope you guys had an awesome day today. It is Monday, and wow, today was something else. We had some eye-opening experiences today for sure. And it's one of those things today where it's like I look around and I say, well, pre-market this month has not been paying. And so today was another day where it started slow. Thankfully, it picked up after open. I was able to get some good trades, even caught a nice halt. Well, sort of a nice haul. We'll talk about that here too. How I did it and sort of my plans for the rest of this month going out of the summer. And I think you're going to want to hear what I have to say because pre-market in June was awesome, but I have some words for pre-market here this month. And today was one of those things where pre-market it was tough, man. We had one gapper that was at 7 a.m. on BIYA. Well, gosh, if you traded this thing was crazy. It was not easy. It was not fun. And to be honest with you, I don't even know how you would have really played this in a smart way. The thing is, I take the first pullback, right? So I don't play it here. Pulls back off the 9. It gives you about 50 cents. It pulls back off the 9 again. I take it. I got a nice small win out of it. I took it from, what, 718 to about 735. So it's like, okay, whatever. That's nice. Small win, and then it pulls back off these past highs. I try to take it again for the next leg. It tries to curl, rejects back out of this past high. So I say, well, you know what? I don't like this. Took a break-even trade. Then it tries to go, pulls back off the 9. I try to punch it for the next leg. It chops, 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 topping tail. I mean, this thing was just not clean. It just was not clean. And then all through here, it's so choppy, so choppy. It tries to leg up. What did I tell you on stream today? I said, well, we see what happens here. You get the first big leg, then it's just choppy, choppy to death. So I'm expecting the same thing to happen here. Well, what happens? It pops over the highs, chops you to death. Nasty traps, nasty traps. And it was just full of so many traps. You even look here going into the open. It tries to curl, knife, knife, knifes out of the open, then pops, halt, halt, and then, of course, halt down, halt down. I mean, this thing is just gross. Oh, my God. Price action on this could not have been any worse. It's almost as bad as SKYQ. You think you've seen bad price action? Well, you haven't seen bad price action until you've seen SKYQ. This is another one today where it gets gapping up out of the open, daily breakout. Oh my God. You just have to know SKYQ is one of the nastiest stocks to trade in the entire market. And I do not say that lightly. It is impossible to trade well unless you're sitting here trying to scalp these wicks. I don't know what you're doing other than trying to just scalp this range. It is so unpredictable. It trades like junk. I don't like it at all. So this thing was just poop. So moving on anyways to VCIG. And again, further reinforcing what I'm saying about pre-market. Again, this thing had news this morning. Of course, we had, regained compliance. And so it gets going. The tape is hot. It breaks over $1. Buyers are storming in. I know we have range on the daily chart. So what do? I say, wow, I want to look for the first pullback and try to take this up through its highs. Well, I try to do that, and I don't get any continuation at all. And so what happens, I take the first one to pull back, and, well, what do you know? I take a loss. And so I'm in this, right? I get in this 128, and I'm out at 122. Take a 6 cent a share loss. It is what it is. It's frustrating. It is. But what can you do? And so it fails to hold, right? It rejects back beneath VWAP. I say, wow, well, that stinks. And then it's just choppy, choppy, choppy. And so now I know while I had a small win on BIYA and pre-market, now I've got a loss on this. I know the open has to be where I come back and hopefully try to make some money today. And at this point, I'm starting the day in the way that I see it. Pre-market the last few weeks has been extremely slow. It's been a lot of pop and drop action, and you can make money on the pop and drop action, but I don't like trying to take sides and pop and drop action. I don't even know how you do with conviction. I like to know the setups that I'm trading are responding well to the news they had. And so the problem in pre-market is you're almost trying to anticipate how it's going to respond to that news. So after opening, you'll see how I traded ZYBT today. I wait for it to actually wait for the stock to form its structure, wait for the highs and the lows, wait for these areas of liquidity to form from pre-market that I can trade out of back out of market open, right? Which provides this massive added layer of confluence in my trades. And the way that I trade is by using these areas of liquidity to confirm my entries, which we, of course, don't really have playing them whenever news drops. And so it's really tough. It's really tough. That's why I, for one, I've always favored the open. And so anyways, we go into the open today, and I'm watching two stocks. I'm watching ADVB, which ended up being extremely choppy. Now, it made a nice move, but it was pretty choppy. And ZYBT. Now, ZYBT was my top watch going into the open, and it turned out to be the best mover that we had. Now, The only problem with this, and this would have been a multi-play setup. This thing was awesome. It ended up making a big move. This thing is now up, how much on the day? 200%, 250%, which is great for what the rest of the week has in store. But for today, it wasn't fantastic because it was halting just so much. And so, anyways, I'm watching this out of the bell today. This thing looked fantastic. I told everybody on stream I was watching it for a flush, and that is exactly what we did. And so, as I'm watching this out of the bell, we of course know that back in pre-market, it was a little bit grindier, but it was still clean for the most part. And I knew just a little bit more volume on it, and it would be nice and clean. Now, even right now, the level 2 is obscenely stacked, and now it's halted again. But out of the bell, I want you to see what happens. And it puts in place, right, where we have this past range at VWAP, right? With this past range through here, we got all this volume sitting through this price range. And so I was wanting to see price come down to retest that range and then find a buyer. That's where I wanted to take my entry. And so I watch price flush down to retest that zone over VWAP, and it finds a buyer and starts to curl back to the upside. So what do? I take the entry on the curl, back there to $1.28, risking the bottom of that previous candle at 121. So I had about 7 cents a share of risk. Okay, cool. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's fun. So I take it there, and here's the thing. I get a move from 128 up over the highs. Now, of course, I get down to a half left into the previous high of day, right? So I had it at 128. I had a half left at 137. And then I'm looking for the break over the high of day into the halt. And so we get the break of the high of day. I have a quarter left into the halt. And wow, it resumes extremely weak, instantly halts down. I end up taking a full exit here. Now, of course, it was already guaranteed profit. I would have still been profitable even if I would have sold the rest way down here just because of my trims, which is why trimming is so important, right? You don't want to be holding a full-size position or even a large position into a halt because you just never know when it's going to resume. You don't have any control over your risk in that position. Now, in a hotter market, of course, when we get a halt like this, it gets a lot of eyes on the stock and it can cause a gap up and, it can actually get more attention on the stock. But in this case, it can just sort of kill the momentum. And that's what it did in this case. And so, I ended up having it from $1.28 to $1.41. That was fine. Nice little win. But then it was just halt, halt, halt. Finally cleans up and stops halting for a minute. So I'm able to play it again. You can see as I notice that it loves the 20 moving average. Look at this. It breaks beneath the 9, it tests the 20, and then, of course, legs up higher. And so I'm looking for it to do the same thing. Breaks beneath the 9 EMA, finds a buyer. I take it again, risking bottom of this candle for the next leg higher. I take it there at 170, risking 165, about 5 cents a share of risk, and I get to move back to about 180, I believe 180 on the dot. And so, not a big win, but about 8 cents a share. And that was that. Of course, then it halts again. Grabs liquidity off the highs. This is sort of my telltale sign to step away. That is gross. Halts down. I mean, it's just nasty. And I've got 2 wins on it. Halts up, sideways, 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 halts up. Now it's halted back down. Like, it was gross. And so, look, I'm happy to say that it's up over 200% because ultimately what we're missing is participation in the market. We need people to come back out in the market, come back out to play, and that is why stuff like this is so good. They see something, oh my God, it's up 200%. I should be trading right now. And so then it helps out into tomorrow as they try to find the next one. So that is my hope. That is my hope going into tomorrow. Now, like I said, BIYA was super nasty. This thing is just gross. And even now you can see it's, again, continuing to sell off this nasty day. ADVB was also pretty choppy. It was on my watch list last night. If you have a strategy where maybe you're holding movers a little bit longer, then it gave you a good opportunity today. For me, though, I don't like to hold stuff for an extended period of time. And so for me, this just wasn't quite clean enough for me to really do anything with. I've got a really small win on the retest of this past high. See where we grab liquidity over VWAP. As we pull back into that area, I try to take a little bit there at 744. I get spooked out because of the spreads, and I say, you know what, it's not even really worth me playing this, and so I just get out at 740, 750 or something. Anyways, it tops off the high again. Had this top off the high not happen, I probably could have caught this next leg. But, it is what it is. So, hey, that was my morning. Overall, it was a pretty slow, but it was Monday. And I think for me, as we go into the rest of the week, my priority is going to be shifting back to trading the open. Of course, today ZYBT was after the open. And for my strategy, right, where I'm looking for areas of liquidity to confirm, right? And I'll show you basically what I'm looking for, right? When you're trading pre-market, all you really have is that first move, right? This is what you have in pre-market off of news. You're trying to play the first pullback for the room up to new highs, right? Whereas After open, right, if we compare the two, this is your split between pre-market and open. After open, I've got, right, all this past action from pre-market that I can base my plans off of at market open. And so I actually have structure to base my game plan off of to take more informed trading decisions with, in my opinion, well, at least for me, I've got a lot more conviction doing so. And we've seen a lot cleaner action doing that as well. Now, of course, today we had some crazy halters, but that's just the nature of the beast. Some days you're going to have that. So, anyways, that's the morning recap. ZYBT was my most profitable stock of the day today. Just have 2 trades on it, but the first one was pretty dang awesome. So, as always, make sure to subscribe for daily content just like this. If you did learn a thing or two, and make sure as well to grab your 7-day free trial in the description down below. Trade stocks like this with me every single day in real time. Let me know in the comments below as well how you did today. Hopefully you hung in there. Overall, it was a good day after open, not so much in pre-market. So again, shifting priority. It's going to be an awesome rest of the week. I'm looking forward to just continuing this green month. No, it's not a massive green month, but it is a green month. And for that, I'm extremely grateful and extremely blessed to continue into the month of August. All right, I'll see you guys back tomorrow morning in the stream or back here for the daily recap. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you back then.